Practice. Practice. That's all this video is going to be about, so stay tuned because this is more important than you could ever think. So let's get right into it. First of all, if you're someone who doesn't think practicing is right for you, please get off this video right now and stop watching it. First of all, practicing is about making mistakes, so start with quality over quantity. It doesn't matter how much you do of something, it's how right you do it at first. While you're practicing, make sure that you have the ball in your hand correctly at all times, and make sure you are at the spot where you usually likely make in the shot, and do not shoot shots that you know you cannot make in a real game situation. So understand what you should be doing while you're practicing is you should be playing at game speed first of all. You should also think about how you can improve your game at all. So for the people who don't practice that long, for only 15 minutes a day, with those days that you can't get in as much work as you want to, what you have to do in those 15 minutes is do game speed, shoot jumpers a lot. Don't stop moving around, keep on moving around to make sure you could get as much work as you can in that short amount of time. Also guys, I would put this in a category as a warm-up and not actually practicing, to make sure before we move on to 30 minutes now. Now for 30 minutes, it is 2 times as long, so you could fit more work into it, and we're about to talk about that right now. In this way, it's actually pretty easy. For first 15 minutes, all you have to do is practice on improving your skills you are not good at. And for the last 15 minutes, all you have to do is work on the basics. Moving on now to something I would actually call practicing is 1 hour, which is 30 minutes times 2. This gives you so much time, just enough time to go over everything. You could shoot threes, jumpers, every layup, foul shots all together, and you could practice everything and grow your muscles everywhere evenly and balanced. So an hour is how much you should correctly do a day. So make sure you do close to an hour every day if you really want to be your best. Before I move on to lastly 2 hours, I just gotta say this hour does not count any exercise other than just practicing outside shooting hoops. Now 2 hours are for those Fridays or weekends where you have a lot of time and you could really practice with your friends, with anybody in your family, and this could really help you in your future to become a college player or etc. While you are practicing for 2 hours, you gotta make sure that after you are done, you make sure that you eat and refill those nutritions that you have lost on the way of practicing, and also make sure you're drinking tons of water while you're practicing. I mean really tons and tons of 64 to 96 ounces of water would be good enough for that 2 hour time span. Now this is good now because so for the first hour, what you would do is practice. And doing this, you could practice 15 minutes doing layups, 30 minutes doing three-pointers, and 45 minutes doing jump shots, however you want to do it. One thing I do recommend is during this time span you play at game speed with friends, doing drills, or playing one-on-one. This is real game situations and stuff like that, so that could get you ready for real basketball in high school or college. So after all that training, all that practice you go through, you should feel accomplished, and you lost so much sweat, blood, and tears to make your way till there, so you should be proud of yourself and appreciate what you did with a treat of some sort. So for the last few things is, first of all, you should add conditioning to this, as conditioning is a part that you need to make a high school basketball team. So please make sure that you're doing conditioning while also practicing and exercising all at the same time. So for doing exercises, the two ones that you want to do is push-ups. You should do 50 to 100 push-ups a day, and for sit-ups, you should be doing 80 to 100 sit-ups per day also.